Competition is the only reason they're alive. They're soulless and have no life. So live to outdo you their entire experience. There are people who are called NPCs, right? And I don't say that often because I know there are other people who talk about that and that's their thing. All right, but I'm talking about it for this particular video. Non-playable characters. All right, a non-playable character is a character in a game that is not controlled by a player. The term originated in tabletop role-playing games. All right, so peep that wild stuff. All right, an NPC is a character in the game that is not controlled by a player. That is deep right there. If you don't understand it right there, I don't know what else to tell you. They're not controlled, all right, by their own. They're not controlled by a player. There are people out here who are soulless. There's people out here who aren't people. There's people out here who aren't real. All right, and they are that term that we just mentioned. All right, we don't have to keep using that term the whole entire video. All right, but they're in competition with you, and this is why, because the way this matrix works, the people that aren't real, the people that can get hacked, like when the spirit in the movie Fallen was jumping from body to body, right? But of course they're gonna show it happen to everybody because they want to confuse things. But that can't happen to everybody. They're in competition with you because you're elevating. Oh man, we're gonna break this down. They're in competition with you, all right, because you're elevating, and they, like the Matrix, is aware that your frequency is being raised. You're raising your vibration. You're starting to wake up, and what it's causing to do is it's causing these soulless entities to mirror you and to try, but narcissistically. All right, that's why they have the term narcissistic mirroring, and they want to mirror you, and what they want to do is they want to lower your vibration and lower your frequency, so that way you'll stay trapped in the matrix and you won't get out of it. You won't elevate, you won't level up, God forbid. But the thing is, the reason why you're experiencing so much competition with other people is because you are leveling up. It's because you are doing things that you're supposed to be doing. You're on the right path. You're vibrating right now at a frequency that you're supposed to be on because you're doing what you're supposed to do. And not just saying that because, not just to say that. I'm talking about you're really doing what you're supposed to do. You're following your dream. You're trusting in God. You're believing in yourself. You're believing in your faith. Even if you're not anywhere where you feel you should be, or you're not where you want to be. If you are even have the idea or the feeling or the aspiration or the desire to go after what you want, you're already on that frequency. It's just it's just going to be raised. It's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. That's it. So let's keep going, y'all. Competition is the only reason they're alive, man. Yo, who would have knew? Who'd have knew that this statement couldn't be any more true? All right, competition is the only reason they're alive. Because, yo, there are some people that aren't getting real. There's some people walking around as, appearing to be a person, but they're not. I know those who say they are Jews, but are not. He knows those that say they're real people, but they're not. Not talking about that, but just listen to me, all right? Hear your brother out. Competition is the only reason they're alive, all right? They're soulless. They're only here y'all, man, I don't even think people are ready to grasp just how powerful and just how much power as a chosen one you really have, and just what you really represent here. All right, because the rabbit hole is already deep enough, but they don't call it a rabbit hole for no reason. All right, they have no life, and we know this is true. You know they have no life by how they operate, by how they move, by how they watch you so closely, by how they monitor your spirit. You got to be a possessed person to be a monitoring spirit. Are we right or are we wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? You got to be possessed to be a monitoring spirit. And damn if they don't move like robots. How many times have you just been minding your business and going to do something, and on cue, I mean on cue, they go to move when you move. They go to do things when you do things. If you heard this statement, then I know you really feel where I'm coming from. If you were a kid and you used to hear adults say around you, you think the whole world revolves around you. Why would a child think that? I don't know. I don't think a child would have the capacity to feel that way, and if they did, it's probably just because they're a child. Maybe, I don't know. But the whole world seems to be revolving around you, and you can't refute that or dispute that. When you go out, when you go to just do your thing, people are moving when you're moving and reacting off your movements. And not to say they're all NPCs. Some of them probably are just still in the program and possibly not awake yet, or just low vibrational right now, operating in the 3D. But you in 5D. You surpassed 4D, just went straight to 5. You were probably, you know what? We were in 4D all 2020. We were in 4D all 2020. See, that whole 2012 thing, or whatever, that was the breakdown and the destruction of the 3D. And then we started to slowly but surely transition into 4D, and now we in 5. Got whole different other planets in the solar system. We got another moon or something, and it's already another sun. So, there have been people who've been saying there's been another sun in our galaxy and in our solar system for at least a decade. So now there's another moon. I'm not sure how long that moon is going to stay, but there's 2 moons now. If you don't know, now you know. There's a second moon in our solar system. So they say. But I believe that's a true statement, though. But there's also, if there's another moon, come on now, just how could there not, and why wouldn't there not be another sun? So there's some things that are real, there's some things that aren't real, there's some things that we know and knew, and some things that we didn't know and knew. And I know that's just common sense. There's stuff you know and there's stuff you don't know. What are you talking about? What we're talking about is they're only in competition. I mean, the competition is the only reason they're alive. They live to compete. And I'm starting to think that whole narcissistic thing is that whole NPC type deal. That whole non-playable character deal. Because Yo, the spirits are jealous of you because you have a body. These spirits that come here into this realm, this physical realm, that attack you, that end up in competition with you in these meat suits. Yo, they're in competition, right? And the reason why is because the spirits that are possessing them are jealous because they can't operate that body totally all the way. And people have already talked about how they move. They move awkward and weird. That's nothing new. We know that. That's already been talked about. But now we know why. These entities are jealous of the fact that you actually got a real body. You're actually a creation of the Most High. You're actually a creation of God. And the devil can't create what? Nothing. They're shadow selves trying to inhabit, trying to be real, trying to move as a real person, trying to possess and inhabit the flesh of the soulless character that's not being controlled by an actual player. Think about that. That's some wild stuff right there. So you have people out here that are moving and operating like on Grand Theft Auto, just under the program. They're just, and you're controlling your player. There are other people controlling their players. But the way they're moving, they're controlled by this matrix. And it's easy to see it. It's easy to tell. Look at how they move. Look at how they operate. He said, I think they smoke crack. I wouldn't doubt it. Look at how they act. I forget what song that was, but the dude was talking about the Alaishans. He was talking about the Lopolishans, you know, and talking about how the Lopolishans. He was talking about. He said they smoke crack. I wouldn't doubt it. Look at how they act. Yo, put that song in the comment section. So when it seems like there's so many people, right? And it's like, yo, how is they're soulless and they don't have a real body. They're not real. Why do you think they can't be real? They can't act real. They have to act real and still can't get it right. All right, so they're in these people, right? And they're there to try to lower your frequency, obviously. And the reason why is to distract you, because you are the one that's awake. And that's why you're facing the most stress, the most attacks, the most weird experiences with these individuals, is because you're the one that's awake. Your mind has the power to set off sparks in others. This is why you're the one that has to be made to look crazy. A lot of these people have also sold their souls, some of them, and became soulless for information. They sold their souls for high spiritually advanced technology. The technology that they use to actually harm and stalk TIs. Where do you think these energy weapons came from? They would summon a certain spirit, contact the entity, and then it would end up inhabiting them, because they traded their soul for the information. Or they could have been a pawn. They could have been a sacrifice. They could have been specifically sacrificed just for that reason, for that spirit to inhabit. But they also have cloning. So they could be cloning people, and they could be cloning people for these spirits to inhabit. And that's why there are NPCs walking around. These people are clones. They have all these movies about clones. Attack of the Clones. Definitely about to go back and rewatch that. I know it got some stuff in it. So that would only lead up to a further explanation as to why they have no soul. That's why they're not real. That's why the person is always seeming to have an attitude and hate you for no reason. All this hate, right? People were just getting hated on for no reason. Why are they so mad? I think we know why now. Because the spirit that is inhabiting that flesh is not real. And it's jealous of you. It's jealous of you. Because you actually have a life. And you get to live. You have a life and you get to live. What's the one thing we're always telling ourselves about these people when we encounter them? Man, they have no life. Yo, man, it's getting deep, y'all. They live to outdo your experience. They're trying to be better than you. Why would they always have to try to be that much better than you? Why would they always have to try to be that much better? It would have to be something that they really had a deep hatred for. Something that, we know nothing about. And I always would hear someone telling me it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. I would try to talk to them about certain things. I would try to get understanding on. They'd be like, yo, it's deeper than that. It didn't hit me till now. Now I understand why it's deeper than that. Because there are some people that aren't people. That's why it's deeper than that. And if they really do have people confused, and people really can somewhat, I guess maybe work together, because hey, it is what it is. If there's some things that people can do as a whole, cool. If not, then when it comes to that, it just is what it is. But yeah, I wouldn't have an issue with that. It's just that you have to watch people who may try to stab you in the back, and you have to take account of. You just got to take account of that. You can't have something built just to be destroyed, but not to be on that. That's just a fact. They live to outdo you their entire experience, and it's always been on my mind as to why. Only when I experience it, because when I'm not experiencing it, I'm just going about my day and living my life, just like you watching this video. I know you go about your day and you live your life too. We all do. But when it comes to these interruptions of competition, all right, and you experience so much of this, it seems as if the whole entire world's in competition with you. And not to say that it is, or not to say that it isn't, but it seems like that. It seems like there are just so many people out there that want to outdo you. And it seems like it really means something to them. Like it's very important to them. Like it is like they have to do it. Like it's air to them. Like it's consciousness to them. It's like they have to do it to breathe. But what's the Bible say? They do wickedness as a sport. They choose to do wickedness for sport. They can't sleep at night unless they've done some wickedness throughout the day. All right? And meaningless actions to cause reactions. That's, if you ask me, I would say that's evil. If you ask my opinion, I would say that's an evil thing to do. You're looking to create a different spirit in a person that is moving totally opposite of that before encountering you. Why would you want to do that to someone? Unless you had something deeply rooted and deeply seated against this person who has no idea who has no idea what the problem is. What the problem is. Yeah, what the problem is. You ain't got no, hey, you didn't have no idea until now. Maybe you knew, maybe you knew already. That these people are soulless. Soulless train. They be trying to dance and and the thing is, there have been people who have recorded these people and they were like they couldn't dance. All right, some of the people that I've heard talk about these things, they were like, they were at a rock and roll concert and she was like bobbing her head to the beat or whatever. Her hair was all like the, and she was like, the people next to her was like dancing kind of weird, like they couldn't feel the song. And she said she saw them shape shift. She said she saw that, man, there are some people who have seen the demons come out of people. We all have. I know I have. But I'm talking about, there are people who can, I guess, see things a little bit clearer than others. All right, because there are people who have seen the actual demonic entity stretch through the person's skin and protrude through the face on top of the damn face, like some, and then go back in and oh no, you got to get the hell up out of here. Yep, one of them type of situations. There are people, and I'm not talking about everybody when I say that either. All right, but anyway, there are people who said they've experienced that. So I know the comment section on this one gonna be wild. I'm ready for it. We touching a lot in this video. All right, touching a whole lot, leaving no stone unturned. Okay. So it seems like they're always out to do you. I mean, it seems like they're always out to outdo you. All right, for their entire experience. All right, but hey, maybe it's a little bit more to that following than we thought. Okay, they're alive only to compete, and it seems like that's all they do when they want to come around you. It's like the only thing they're there for is to be, be first, or be whatever, to be before you, to be ahead of you, to get to the punch, or to get to the item, or just and a lot of this is called blocking. All right, a lot of this, like, man, they have terms for things like this. People trying to block you and just strategically planning themselves right where they need to be. But why? Why? Who has time for this? And how could you? Why would you get paid for something like this? It's a whole network they got set up and established. But what they don't realize is they end up losing themselves. They end up playing the devil's game, and they end up getting taken over. They end up getting sacrificed. What profits a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? Got people losing souls out here, if they ever have one in the first place. Competing with others all the damn time. That doesn't even leave you any time for personal growth or to live your life. And that's another way you know that they have no life. I mean, seriously, how much more proof do you need? All right? Competition is the only reason they're alive. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button, smash that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like for us to expound in greater detail on this video, put it in the comments down below. I got you. All right? So, my links to donate are in the description. If you support my channel, which I know you do, contribute, and it will be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.